Today we are doing a look that all the products in it are $10 or less, and that's from start to finish. We are on spring break here. My kids are out playing with their friends on the Xbox, so I'm positive you're going to hear some chatter from time to time. Just bear with us. So I already primed my face. I used the E.L.F. Blemish Control Primer. At Target, you can get this for $5.69. And for a foundation today, we're going to use Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I can never say that. And my color is Natural Ivory. At Target, you can get this for $5.99. I really like this foundation. It is actually my favorite foundation. I'm going to begin applying it with my Morphe M439 foundation brush. I'm going to start by applying with a brush. It kind of puts a nice thin layer on my face. I like to go in with a makeup sponge after the brush and kind of add a little more coverage in places where I actually need it. This is how I personally avoid cake face. In my opinion, a brush is a great way to just get a nice light sheer coverage. So if you're not one that needs full coverage in their foundation or even wants full coverage, I suggest applying it with a brush. It's really fast and efficient, and it really does sheer out your foundation. Now, I always take my foundation down my neck because I don't like buying foundation that is the exact color of my skin because it's too white. Then I'm going to take my Real Techniques cosmetic sponge. I know this itches. And I'm just going to go around my face and tap in a little extra foundation where I feel like I want more coverage. So before I start my concealer, I am going to go ahead and use this Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer, Photo Focus eyeshadow primer. It is about $4.99-ish at Walmart. That is the only place I've been able to find it. This stuff works almost as well as the Urban Decay. I have some of that too. The Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. This is my favorite eyeshadow primer. I haven't found anything exactly like it, but this is a dupe for it. It's just about as good. I mean, it's only $4.99. Can't quite remember what the Urban Decay is. I think it's like around 20 something. I'm just going to pat this onto my eye. This will lock in your eyeshadow. It will prevent it from creasing. It allows your eyeshadow to just glide on better and blend out better. If you don't want to go out and buy an actual primer, you can use your concealer. I like to do that just before I do my concealer because you're going to need to set your eyeshadow primer just like you do your concealer. So I like to throw that on after my foundation, and then I do my concealer and I can set it all at the same time. So today, as usual, we're using the Maybelline Age Rewind concealer, and mine is in the lightest shade, Fair. What is on my face today? Cat hair is on my face. When you have 5 cats, when you were the crazy cat lady, do not expect to put your makeup on without cat hair all over your face. Okay, so first I'm going to look at my face and see if there's any uglies, breakouts, blemishes, anything that I want to cover up more. Sorry about the dog. Crazy cat lady, and we have 2 dogs. It's the animal house. I think I'm good with concealing today. I'm not going to worry about it. My foundation did a great job and I feel okay with it. So, in for the under eyes. I pat this in with the flat side of my Real Techniques sponge. And then I go in with my little tiny sponge. I get these at Walmart. They're actually the Walmart brand, Equate. And you get 4 sponges, 3 little ones and 1 larger one in the same pack. I just find it's a lot easier to get into the corner of my eye and the little crevices with this tiny sponge. I didn't tell you the price of the Maybelline Age Rewind. So at Target.com, $5.99. And it is a fantastic concealer. It's all I use. I've tried lots of different concealers and it hands down is the best in my opinion. Make sure you do like one eye at a time and then go in and set it, especially if you have more mature skin like I do. There's lots of fine lines and wrinkles around my eyes, which I'm perfectly fine with. But that just means that you need to hurry and pat out those creases with your sponge and get that powder on there to set it before the concealer starts to crease. The powder I'm using today is by E.L.F. Comes in, this is filthy, comes in a little, there we go, a little sifter. And please excuse my clock. I know you can hear it clicking, ticking. Just a little tip, you don't want to get foundation and concealer on your eyeshadow primer. I have found that it tends to what word am I looking for? It reacts funny with each other. Like when they blend together, they get weird. Not that it's gonna hurt you, that sounds extreme. No, it kind of gets clumpy looking, and once those have connected, you can't get them off. So you have just kind of this weird texture thing going on your eyes to put your eyeshadow over, which can look messy. It's not the end of the world. I think I just did it. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but right in here you can actually see where my primer was. Like there's a harsh line that's quite obvious. And let me tell you, that's really hard to fix, so. Grr. And I'm making it worse. Really? Okay, guys. tried to fix it. Look at the difference between my eyes. Look how patchy and messy that is. That is the one drawback to actually using an eyeshadow primer. That can happen so easily where it just gets to be a mess, just like that. So more often than not, I actually just use this all the way around my eye. It's just easier, less fuss. Okay, now I'm just gonna leave that. Not gonna mess with it anymore. Just gonna pat out the lines that have creased a little during all this touch-up mess. I'm gonna powder this mess to set it in place. Hopefully we'll be able to get our eyeshadow to kind of cover all that mess up. Then I'm going to take this E.L.F. brush. I don't know what it's actually supposed to be used for, but I get around my nostrils just to kind of blend in the foundation so that it's not creasing or accentuating pores, anything like that. All right, and now I'm going to bake. And what baking does, you apply extra powder, like a huge amount. I use my little sponge. You apply it around basically any area that you want to lock your foundation in place. Your foundation and your concealer. What this is going to do, you're going to put this big thick layer of powder in these areas. And your body heat is going to actually bake your makeup because you're trapping your body heat in under this powder. So it's going to bake your concealer and your foundation into your skin so it'll stay longer. Put it on my nose because I get oily and my foundation will start to break up throughout the day. Put it on my chin for the same reason. My chin is one of my biggest problem areas, honestly. And I like to do a little down here. Okay, and you're going to want to let your bake stay on your face and just sit there for about 5 to 10 minutes. So now's a good time to take a potty break, to go refill your coffee, all of those kind of things, and we will be right back. All right, it's been about 5 minutes for me, so I'm going to go ahead and take off my bake. I'm going to use my big fluffy Morphe E41. And if I didn't talk about it before, this E.L.F. powder that I use to do my baking and set my eyes, it retails for $5.99 on Target.com, so very affordable. I'm just going to dust this around my face. And then I'm going to go in with this same brush. I'm going to use the Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder, pressed powder. Mine is in Classic Ivory. This retails for $5.99. As usual, King Friday, my nose is running. Every time I try to put my makeup on, my nose runs. I'm just gonna pat this anywhere that I didn't bake. With my oily skin, I have to set all my makeup. If you don't have oily skin, if you have really dry skin, you probably don't have to do this, depending on what kind of foundation you're using. If it's a real kind of sticky kind of foundation, then you'll want to do this. You don't want like sticky gooey on your face. Now we're going to bronze and blush and highlight. Now the bronze and blush that I'm using today is by E.L.F. This is not my favorite product ever. What I normally use is the Benefit Cosmetics Cheek Parade. It was somewhere between $55 and $60 for the whole palette. You got 3 blushes and 2 different bronzers. It is my favorite. It's actually all I ever use, so I had to dig through my old makeup to try to find something under $10. This retails for $3.99, so it's super affordable. This particular color combination is difficult for me to make look good. We're gonna give it a go today for the sake of this video. I'm going to be using my Morphe R2 to apply my bronzer. Wish me luck. Oh God. You want to go in with a very light touch. Don't go in heavy-handed. Don't like dig into your palette when you're bronzing. Just get a little on your brush and lightly tap it in the places where you want it, and then kind of start to blend it out. It's really easy to make yourself look dirty when you're bronzing. And the whole point of a bronzer is to just put a little color back into your face. We just made everything one color with our concealer and our foundation, and now we have to put a little color back into our face so we look a little more natural. So I go around my temples and my forehead. You want to get it way back in that hairline so you don't have like this super white skin. I'm going to go on my cheek a little bit back here. Very carefully. Get down by my jawline, back by my ear, and then just kind of meet it up. Meet it up. I don't do any kind of heavy contouring. It's just kind of not my thing. I don't have real structured cheekbones or anything like that, so I just kind of go for the natural, more natural bronzed look. It's more my thing. Alright, that wasn't too bad, but I'm going to call it good. Quit while I'm ahead. So now I'm going to take my favorite blush brush. This is the Morphe M530. And I'm going to take this very goldeny peachy color. It's this one right here. I'm going to hit just the top part of my cheekbone with it. And then, because I don't have another blush in a more appropriate color, we're going to go in with this Fit Me blush, which is $4.49, Target.com. So it looks like this. The only one I have is this mauve color, Plum. So I'm going to try to make that work and not clash because I'm doing kind of a warm look today. But again, it's the only blush I had that was under $10, so I wasn't going to cheat today. So I'm going to very lightly start brushing this on the tops of my cheeks in kind of an oval circular motion. That's what I love about this brush. It's very precise. It's not big and puffy where you're just like getting blush all over your whole side of your face. You're getting it in one concentrated little area, and you get to control where it goes. This blush has a little bit of a shimmer in it, which is part of the reason I don't use it on the apples of my cheeks. I don't like shining on the apples of my cheeks. I like it higher up, or farther back, I guess, on my cheekbones. And now into the Maybelline Fit Me. Make sure you smile when you do this part. Not the greatest blush day ever, I will be honest. That's what happens when you use the same thing all the time. You just don't have a very big collection. Okay, so now I'm going to highlight. I'm using the Animal Hair Covered E.L.F. Baked Highlight. This is only, let me make sure I don't lie to you. Where is it? $2.99. This is $2.99. And it is a beautiful highlighter. To apply this, I'm using my Morphe M510. All of my Morphe brushes come from the Jaclyn Hill Favorites collection. If you buy them all in the collection, they also come with a beautiful case, and it's at quite a discounted price by bundling them that way. It's a worthy investment. It all starts with the tools. So I'm just going to stripe this onto my upper cheekbone, and then I kind of blend it out a little bit. I don't want to come too far down onto the apples of my cheeks. Very pretty. And then I go up on my temples a little bit. Just to get a little bit of a shine. You want to get the tip of your nose. And then a little bit on the chin. And that's the face. We are done. So now we're going to start on the eyes. I'm going to do full eyes today, including tight lining, waterline, eyebrows, all of it. So first we're going to start with the eyeshadow though. And the palette we're using today, I did not get a price on this. It's by E.L.F. It is the Mad for Matte palette. I believe it's around $10. I don't think it's over $10. Might be a liar on that, but I believe it's around $10. And it is absolutely beautiful. Their eyeshadow palettes are well worth the money. So I'm going to start with my Morphe M504. There we go. And I'm going to take this first shade I'm going to take this first shade right here and I'm going to put it all over my eye. This is kind of my base coat. Then I'm going in with my Morphe R37 and we're going to take this peachy color right here. Oh, that one. And this is going to be our first transition shade. I'm going to put this right above my crease. And then I like to take that first transition shade down into my crease as well. It makes our next deeper color that much more richer. Now I'm going to take the Morphe M518 and I'm going to go into this kind of coppery shade right here, rusty shade. You want to take just a little bit on your brush at first. We're going to go into, basically just into our crease. So you're going to go straight on and start on the outside and just slowly start to work that color in. Next, I'm going to go in with my Morphe M573 and we're going to go into this kind of dark brown right here next to the gray color, very lightly. And we're just going to deepen up that crease and hit our outer V. I just poked myself in the eyeball. I do it like every time I do my makeup. And then I'm going to go back in with our lightest transition shade, which was this peachy one right here. And I'm just going to take the same brush that I used to apply it in the first place, put a little bit of product on there and blend this out. Right, and then I want to add a little more color to my eye. So I am going to take my Morphe M506. I'm going to take this kind of camel color. Make sure I'm pointing right. This one right here. It's right next to the pink color. Just go in a little. I got a little too much on there, so I have a mirror sitting here and I'm just going to tap it off. And I'm going to get just right in here to blend out that dark. Take it a little bit up into the crease. Okay, and then to finish off the lids, I'm going to take the number 103 by BH Cosmetics. It's the brush I use to pat color on. And I'm going back into that first really light shade that we used on our entire eye, and I'm going to try to pack a little more on the inner part of my eye and blend into that camel color. Alright, and then I need to add some interest to my lower lash line. So I'm going to take this itty bitty brush. It's Morphe M213. It's super tiny. Do you see that? Okay, so I'm going to take this dark color here. Yes, this dark color that we used to deepen up the outside. I'm going to use that underneath my eye, just to about the center of my eye. Just get it right tight up there against the lashes. And then we'll be blending it out with some lighter colors. I'm trying so hard not to make really ridiculous faces when I do stuff on my lower lash line, but it's so hard. Alright, now I'm going to take the Morphe M506 and I'm going to go into this rusty shade that we used in our transition. And I'm going to start blending out that dark line. Funny face again. See, that makes it just a little less harsh. Come in.
Hi.
Hi.
Are you doing the video?
Yeah. So cool. This is the Ginger, the Xbox junkie that you've been listening to this entire video.
No. Dude, that's cool.
So what's up, dude?
I don't know, I just came in to check on you. And see how the video is going.
Going well.
It's good. Are you okay?
Love you.
Love you. Hey, cat.
Oh, and you let a cat in. We're in trouble now. Okay, and then one last shade under the eyes. We're going to go in with that very first transition shade, this peachy tone right here. And I'm going to take that just kind of under what I just did, and I'm going to take it from corner to corner. When I don't look in my little mirror down here, I poke myself in the eye. I like swipe my eyeball. Okay, so we're done with that palette for now. One thing I want to do to add just a little bit of something and to kind of help blend out that line you see right there, I'm going to go back into my highlighter just with my finger. Get it on the finger, and I'm going to tap it just kind of in the center to give it a little bit of shimmer. I don't know that that did much. A little bit. I'll try not to flip you guys off. It's so funny the things we do, just not even thinking about it. The weird faces we make. And then when you're sitting in front of a camera and you know people are going to be watching, you're all of a sudden self-conscious about it. I'm going to put a little in corners of my eyes. We're going for a mostly matte look though, so we don't want to go too bloody crazy. And then I'm going to take that little M213. Yes, I got the number right. And I'm just going to go into it and hope to highlight my brow bone. if you're on a really tight budget when you're purchasing your makeup, you can make things multitask for you. If you get the right colors of blushes and bronzers and highlighters, you could probably do your whole face with it. You wouldn't even need an eyeshadow palette, honestly. So that's something to keep in mind. You don't have to have all these products to get a really good look. Maybe we'll do that in another video. We'll try to do our entire face powder wise with just blush, bronzer, and highlight. All right, now we're going to start with our eyebrows. Today I'm going to be using, let's see if we can get that in there, Wet n Wild. It's not my favorite brow pencil, I'll be honest. It is only $2.99. So, I mean, it's cheap and it does work. You just have to really work at it to get the color on there. And I've actually lost a few brow hairs trying to apply it. Of a hair somewhere. So it's got a spoolie on one end. And then on the other end is the actual brow product. So first we're going to spoolie and shape and comb out our brows. I haven't had my brows shaped in years. Had it done many years ago, and then I just kind of tried to maintain it with tweezers. Alright, and then I'm going to go in and I start kind of on the bottom. Kind of do the basic shape of my brow. Go along the top and shape out the wing of my brow. And I kind of go along the bottom and do the same. And then just kind of fill in. Then you flip it back over and use the spoolie to just kind of blend it out and soften it up. Big difference. Never used to do my brows. A lot of it was fear. And I don't feel like I'm really great at putting brows on, but I do like what it looks like a lot more when I do put my brows on. All right. And then to kind of set the brows and add a little more to them, I was using the Gimme Brow by Benefit. I got a little deluxe sample in, it was either an Ipsy bag or a Play by Sephora, and I loved it. Love, 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 but it's so expensive. So a YouTuber that I was watching suggested purchasing this by Ardell. The only place I can personally find it is Amazon. It runs about $5. But this formula, I couldn't really tell the difference. It works just as well, and it sets your brows in place. You do have to be really careful though. It's really easy to glop it everywhere. I don't like to do my brows before my eyeshadow because then your brows get, you know, powder residue from your eyeshadow in them. And it just looks funny to me. It's hard to get it off of there. I have brow twingers today. Oh well. I'm gonna call that good. Okay, so now is for probably my least favorite part of my makeup routine. It makes me the most nervous because I easily make messes out of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tight line and I'm going to put liner in my waterline. I never put liner on my actual lid. I'm not good at it. I've tried so many times to do, you know, the wing thing. Oh my God. So I don't bother with that, but I do like to do the tight line and the water line, and I didn't do that for the longest time because every time I tried to tight line, it felt like I was just stabbing myself in the eyeball with a hot poker. So I looked up on YouTube better ways, you know, different techniques to do it, and this cute gal, can't even remember her name, adorable gal, showed me a way that I tried and it actually worked really well. It does have a better chance of making a mess out of your face makeup though, so wish me luck, okay? Okay, so today we're going to use the Rimmel Scandalize Waterproof Kohl Kajal eyeliner. This one retails for about $3.99. Again, very affordable. It stays pretty well in your waterline too. It is super creamy, so it applies really well and really easy. I'm going to go for this. Wish me luck. So you set it into the corner of your eye, and then you're going to kind of close your eye on it. And you're going to very slowly and carefully run it back and forth while your eye is closed. Don't push too hard because obviously you will stab yourself in the eyeball, but you don't want to pull out too much either because then you run the risk of it like slipping and like across your face. I've done that. Okay. So I make one run and then I check and see. I don't know if you can see my tight line. It's a little bit messy. It needs a little more. So then when I go back in, I'm going to kind of angle it upwards a little bit more so that I'm getting closer to the lash line. And that's a little better. Tight lining, I think, makes a big difference when you're putting your mascara and stuff on. It just makes, kind of gives the illusion that you have fuller eyelashes. was unsuccessful. That was better. If you need to expose your waterline more, don't go in with your finger. You've got makeup all over your hands from your applications. So I just kind of go like this, and I gently pull down. And hit up that waterline. Okay, that wasn't bad. Some days are really easy with that. Some days. Okay, last thing is mascara. This is one of my absolute favorites by Maybelline. Lash Sensational, not the waterproof. I promise you, you do not need the waterproof in this formula. It is so hard to get off your lashes anyway at the end of the night with makeup remover. So I can't even imagine. I think I would probably pull out all of my eyelashes if I wore the waterproof. It's not going to budge. It's not going to smudge all over your face. It's not going to like flake off anywhere. It's literally just going to stay there beautiful all day long. This is a great investment. This is only $6.99. $6.99. My other favorite mascara, I like to use the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. Again, not waterproof. I don't use waterproof ever. The wand on this one is easier. It's more of a quick, toothbrush motion, get it on there and you're out the door. And it does a gorgeous job of making your lashes look amazing. But this stuff, it has a really interesting wand, and you have to be a little more careful with it. It's designed to give you really long, full, almost like falsies eyelashes, but you have to use the wand the right way. It's not one that you can hurry with. So if you are in a hurry, don't use this, because you'll probably end up making a mess out of your face and it'll be a disaster. All right. Are we ready for the big reveal? This is the wand. You have tall spikes on top, and then on either side they're kind of medium length, and then underneath they're a lot smaller. So you've got the tall one to it helps lengthen. It separates your lashes. It helps get them long. The sides will make them more voluminous, more full looking, and then I use the bottom curved part for my lower lash line. So I like to go in first with the long ones. And again, you have to really concentrate and be careful, because it's really easy to mess this mascara up. It's totally worth it to use it. I'm not trying to turn anybody off of using it, because it's phenomenal mascara. It is my favorite. This is probably my 4th tube of it. It's that much of my favorite. But you have to be careful with it. Holy God. So then I go in with the side. I'm going to dip back in. I forgot to curl my eyelashes. I even set my curler out so I wouldn't forget. I did never curl my eyelashes. I've never been one to curl my eyelashes pretty much my entire adult life until recently. Well, for one thing, the whole process freaks me out. it still kind of does. I still don't entirely like to curl my eyelashes, but I really love the result. Like, it really does work. I never really believed in it. I was like, oh, whatever. But you have amazing eyelashes if you curl them. My eyelash curler, I'm pretty sure it's like E.L.F. It's just cheap, like $3. And it does a great job. Okay, now I'm going to take this little bottom part, and I'm trying not to make a funny face today. It's so hard. I don't think I can do it without taking out my eyeball. Okay, so just a side-by-side comparison, even without curling my eyelashes first, look at that. I mean, come on. That's just mascara. I don't do falsies. I've never put a false pair of eyelashes on my face, ever. I probably won't either. I'm not interested. Not when I can just throw this stuff on. Because, you know, false lashes can kind of mess with your natural lashes. You can start to lose your lashes because of the glue and stuff, and why not just do this? Get really close. Look how pretty that is. I'm telling ya. What, $6.99? Alright. Yay! Alright, all that's left is the lips. We're going to do something crazy today. It's one thing about doing a neutral eye look, you can have fun with your lips. Okay, so now I have, this is by Milani. It's an anti-feathering lip, they call it, okay, it's a lip liner. This will work to keep your lipstick from feathering out into your fine lines, and I also coat my entire lips with it to kind of help from staining. It kind of works. I do not overline my lips. I don't like it. Every time I do it, I feel kind of like a 5-year-old did my lipstick, so I don't do the overlining. My lips are really dry. Which honestly means that the lip I'm going to do today might not turn out looking super great. Oh well. Hey, pretty girl. Okay, so I have a visitor. I want you to meet my Nova. Say hi, Nova. Oh, she's purring. This is my spirit animal. She's like my daughter. Okay, so that Milani lip liner, I forgot to tell you the price. It is only $3.99, and it is transparent, so you can use it with every color. It's like, you know, one size fits all type thing. Then we're going to use the Maybelline Stay Matte, or Stay Matte, Super Stay matte ink liquid lipstick. And this is the color Creator, number 35. Okay, so here's my thing about this liquid lip. The colors are so beautiful, and it really does stay on your lips all freaking day long. It is amazing, but it's actually a little bit difficult to apply. So this stays so sticky. Like, I'll show you once I get it on. It will make your lips stick together, and once you put it on, you have to like sit there with this dumb look on your face while it dries. Otherwise, it'll settle funny in the lines of your lips, the natural lines of your lips. It's just a really pain in the butt product to get looking good, but like once you have it on, it's gorgeous. It really is amazing. Okay, here we go. Good Lord. That's the first coat. I hate doing liquid lipstick. I hate all lipstick. It's so hard for me to stay in my lines, and especially with liquid lipstick, if you mess up, oh, no. Oh shit. Okay. We're gonna wait like this for just a minute. We'll be back. Okay. I think that's good. Not the most perfect application ever, but look at this. Sticky. And I mean, it's still drying down for me, so, but it's still going to be sticky even after it dries down. But it's going to stay there all day. I'm not so sure you could get it off even eating pizza. Maybe. I'll have to put that to the test. Well, I'm actually having pizza for dinner tonight. So I'll maybe I can just take some pictures after I eat pizza and show you whether it stayed on or not. This stuff really is amazing. So if you can get past the texture, then you're good to go. And look how pretty that color is. All right, so I believe we're done. Oh, I did not tell you how much it is. $7.59, which isn't bad. So everything on my face today was under $10. $10 and under. So thanks for hanging out with me today, and I will see you next time. Hey everyone, I'm on my iPad. I just finished editing this video. It is pretty late. It is, oh my god, it's midnight. So I've had this lipstick on all day. I ate my pizza. We had ice cream for dessert. I mean, it really doesn't look that bad. Let me see if I can get some better light. And it's not sticky anymore. So I guess that's a bonus. All right, I'm gonna sign off. See y'all later.